This presentation speaks to the language of architecture. These are common terms used in the world of architecture, design, and construction. They're presented alphabetically. Acanthus leaf, a styled Mediterranean leaf form used as a decoration, especially for the capitals of Corinthian and Composite orders. Apse, a semicircular or vaulted end to a church. Arcade, a series of arches on columns or piers supporting a wall. Arcuated construction, a construction that is, or appears to be, based upon arches for support. B. Bakelite, an insulating or facing material manufactured from synthetic resins and resembles opaque glass. Balustrade, a low rail supported by short posts. Bay, the vertical divisions in a facade created by the rhythm of the doors and windows. Bell-cast roof, a roof that flares out at the eaves. Belvedere, an enclosed structure on the roof intended as a lookout. Blind arcade, a row of arches applied to a wall as a decorative element. Board and batten, wooden sheathing of wide electrical boards placed side by side with narrow strips of wood, battens covering the joints. Bracket, a small projecting piece of stone or wood that supports a horizontal member such as the eaves. Bull's-eye window, a round window also called an oculus. Buttress, an exterior masonry support built into or against a wall to counter the lateral thrusts of a roof. C. Cantilever, a horizontal projection balanced by the downward pressure of a vertical member on its pivotal point. Casement window, a window that is hinged along the vertical edge and opens by swinging in or out. Chancel, the part of a church to the liturgical east of the nave or crossing containing the altar known as the sanctuary. Clocher, a bell tower or a room near the top of a tower where the bells are rung. Colonnette, a small decorative column. Colonnade, a row of regularly spaced columns, usually supporting entablature and part of a roof. Column, a tall cylindrical support, traditionally decorated and according to one of the ancient orders. Console, an S-curve bracket. Corbel, a block that projects to support a horizontal member, usually the eaves. Cornice, a projecting molding that crowns the top of a building and also forms the upper part of an entablature. Crenellation, a regular series of gaps in the parapet or low wall running along the type of a wall. Cresting, ornamental decoration along the roofline, usually made of iron. Crocket, a decorative roof ornament, usually in leaf shape, commonly found in Gothic Revival architecture. Cross window, a window whose mullion and transom cross forming four lights and a cross shape. Cupola, a small dome. Expressions starting with D. Dentil, a small block, usually part of a series of such blocks in the entablature of the classical orders. Doric, see order. Drip moldings, a molding over a door or window that casts off rain. Architectural terms. E. Ecclesiology, the study of the building style and arrangement of churches, particularly 19th century Gothic churches. Elevation, the face of a building, an architectural drawing of the vertical projection of the face of a building. English Baroque, English classical architecture of the 17th and early 18th century. Entablature, the upper horizontal bar or beam resting on the capitals of a classic order, whose parts consist of a cornice, frieze, and architrave. Eared trim, a molding that frames the top and upper part of a window or door, terminating in a short protection. Terms F. Fanlight, a small semicircular or elliptical window above a door with radiating bars resembling a fan. Fenestration, the arrangement of windows on a building. Finial, an ornament at the top of a gable or roofline. Frieze, a wide band at the top of the order between the architrave and the cornice. Frontispiece, an ornamental porch. Architectural terms. G. Gambrel, a ridged roof with two slopes on each side. Giant order, an order that rises the full height of the facade. Gibbs surround, the surround of a door or window that is composed of alternating large and small blocks of stone. Glazing bars, the small members that hold the glass in place in a window. Architectural terms. H. Half timbering, exposed imitation timer framing in which the spaces between the frame are filled with rubble or brick and may be painted or plastered. Hipped roof, roof with four pitched sides. Hood molding, a molding that projects above a window or door to throw off water. Ionic, see the order. Architectural terms. K. Key pattern, ornamental design or fretwork of interlacing right-angled lines in contrasting patterns of light and dark. Keystone, the central stone at the apex of an arch or vault. Label molding, square arched molding that runs along the top partway down a window or a door. Lancet, Gothic, narrow pointed window used mainly in churches. Lintel, a horizontal beam above a window or door that takes the weight of the wall above the opening. Longhouse, a long structure built of bent poles forming a tunnel shape capable of housing several families. Mullion, a vertical member in a window that subdivides the window into two more lights. A concave recess in a wall often tended to contain sculpture. Oculus, a round or oval opening in a wall or at the apex of a dome, sometimes louvered or glazed, also called a roundel or bullseye window. Ogive, an arch created from a double curve, convex above concave and below. Order, an arrangement of columns and entablature in classical architecture. Specific types of columns and detailing are divided into 5 main categories: Doric, Ionic, Corinthian, which is the Greek orders, Tuscan, and Composite, the Roman orders. Oriel, a bay window projecting from an upper story. Palladian window, a 3-part window consisting of a tall center window, usually round-headed, flanked by two shorter, narrower windows. Parapet, a low wall at the edge of a roof or balcony. Pavilion, a subsection of a larger building, usually projecting, sometimes distinguished by a different roof shape or surface treatment, usually at the center or ends of a building. Pediment, the triangular gable end of a roof, usually over an entrance or window, sometimes decorated with sculpture. Variations of the simple triangular form include curved sides or sides broken off at the apex. Pier, a vertical stone or brick support, usually square or rectangular. Pilaster, a pillar or pier attached to a wall, usually in one of the classical orders. Plinth, the base of a column. Pilaster, door frame, or wall resembling a platform. Portico, a covered porch or walkway supported by columns. Quoin, a protruding stone or brick that accentuates an exterior corner. Reinforced concrete, concrete strengthened by the addition of at least 0.2% structural steel. Rose window, a large circular window with radiating tracery or glazing bars often filled with stained glass. Rosette, a round motif applied to a wall or as a center ceiling decoration, usually decorated with floral or leaf motifs. Rustication, cut stone with textured block faces. Sidelight, a window beside a door, often in flanking pairs. Sill, the horizontal piece at the bottom of a window frame or the bottom of a door frame, resting on the foundation. Speed stripes, horizontal decorative stripes applied to modern and Art Deco designs to emphasize the aerodynamic shapes and heighten the sensation of movement and speed. String course, a protruding band that runs horizontally along the facade of a building, usually between stories. Structural steel frame, a building system in which steel members such as girders and beams support the weight of the building. Terrazzo, flooring manufactured from marble chips regularly set in cement and highly polished. Tourelle, a turret or small round tower projecting from the upper corner of a wall. Transom strictly refers to a horizontal bar over a window or door, but often used to describe a window above a transit bar. Trefoil, a three-lobed cloverleaf pattern. Tudor arc, a shallow pointed arc, four-centered arc. Vault, a covering over an arced area. Various shapes include a barrel vault, which is semicircular or barrel shaped, fan vault, Gothic-style vault in a concave conical shape, rib vault, which is a vault in which the ribs support the web between. Vernacular building, a building not designed by a professional architect and usually deriving its form and materials from local or inherited tradition. Voussoirs, wedge-shaped stones or bricks set in an arc, often over a window or doorway. And last but not least, ziggurat, which refers to the shape of step-back skyscrapers and derives from Mesopotamian and pre-Columbian temples, which rose in stages of successively diminishing size. I hope this helps you in your endeavors. Take care now. Bye.